Hi, it's me, Lulu. I just wanted to give you a little overview of Cookidoo, our recipe platform. I'm recording this video in August 2020, and at this time, the recipe platform has over 60,000 recipes. I personally love Cookidoo for the inspiration. It's constantly updating, getting new recipes, and it's got lots of capabilities. So in today's session, what I'm going to cover is how you can connect to Cookidoo, how you can search for recipes, and use some filters to filter for dietary requirements and things like that. How you can bookmark recipes and create saved collections, and even how you can do some meal planning. One thing I love about Cookidoo is that the meal planning becomes a lot easier because you can do your meal planning and then you can view it on your screen. And then I'll show you how to do a shopping list in Cookidoo and show you how you can connect it to Woolworths and then order. So I will share my screen and we will get started. So when you come into Cookidoo, this is Cookidoo on the website. So you can access Cookidoo from computer, tablet, iPad. It's compatible with TM31, TM5, TM6, and you can also, you create your account and you can install on multiple devices. So when you see up here, the top right, that's my account. So if you're not signed in, this will say sign in. So you create an account under your email address and sign in. If you don't have an account yet, you can create a free 30-day trial account. Otherwise, you can, when you get your Thermomix, you get 6 months free. After that, Cookidoo is $49 per year, and it gives you access to all our cookbooks as well as all the recipes that are available in here. So the other thing Cookidoo does is it does update your Thermomix. If you're a TM5 user, Cookidoo also does updates on your machine, and so every now and then we get software updates and there might be some new modes that come out. So recently on the TM5 we had some new modes like the pre-clean and a few things like that. Okay, so I'll just get straight into it. So from the home screen, you can see the latest recipes. So these change all the time depending on what's come out. So if there's a new cookbook, these will focus some of these. So at the moment, a new cookbook is a gut health one. So this cooking beetroot and corn is from that. And I imagine the beef liquid stock is from there as well. They usually have a recipe spotlight. And then down the bottom, it's got most cooked. Now these recipes, because Cookidoo connects back to it's connected to the internet, your Thermomix is connected to the Wi-Fi and the internet, we've got a really good record of what everybody's cooking. And you might see this on your social media. So these are things that I've seen popping up on my social media a lot lately, the blueberry and white chocolate tray bake and this spinach and feta galette. Espresso martinis. So these will change, week to week, even day to day. And then if you scroll down, there's even more. So there'll be some featured, these are more like articles. So there'll be things about pastries, about our birthday. TM6 turned 1 last month. So these are just articles. And then further down, these I think are more articles. So these are collections, so the latest collections. So sometimes the collections are available as a hard copy book, and sometimes they're just a collection that's only available in Cookidoo. We do have categories, so you can see we cater to very wide range of dietary requirements. So you can see vegetarian, fish. So these are like hashtags or, things that you might search on. But we'll come back to that in a minute. But you could just click on, say, vegetarian. It would take you to vegetarian recipes. And then further down, there's more articles. There's some videos about how to use Cookidoo. And down the bottom, there's a little bit of a Discover Cookidoo thing. So today, I'm going to firstly show you through searching. So when you come into Cookidoo, if you just press on that search on that bar with nothing in it, it will just search. It will search a blank search. So it's basically just searching everything. So what you can see here is it's found 2,600 results. So this has got one filter on, which is Australia. So the default search is it's searching only Australian recipes. So you can see there's 2,600 recipes in Australia. If I untick Australia, you can see that number jumps to 62,000 odd. So that's worldwide. But what you might find is some of them are in different languages, which is fine if you've got different languages in your house, but not everybody does. The other thing I will show you, I'm just going to go back. So it's still searching just the Australian recipes. So these recipes are developed in our Thermomix in Australia kitchen, which we all triple test our recipes. We have a kitchen in Australia that develops them, as do other Thermomix branches in other countries. So if you drop down this tag on the left, you can search by recipes, collections, or articles. So recipes are what you're seeing now. Collections are like cookbooks, really. So they're featuring a different type of food or interest. So blade cover, for example, is an accessory which you can purchase from the mix shop, and it will enable things like sous vide, some slow cooker, bigger capacity for slow cooking. So, you know, you can have a look in a collection and you'll see what recipes are in there. So at the moment, it's just searching on everything. This Nourish Your Gut is the new one that's just come out recently. But say you wanted to search on, you were looking for Asian food. So if you did Asia, it would search collections that are Asian collections. So if I click on this one, it's got all those recipes there. And then from there, you can click into a recipe and you can read through it. Now, we'll go through the recipes in a minute, but basically, when you look at a Thermomix recipe, it tells you if it's suitable for TM31, TM5, TM6. It always will have this panel that tells you how easy or difficult it is, the preparation time, the total time, and the number of serving portions. It'll also tell you the ingredients. Now, these ingredients, it's always good to prepare your ingredients as they are listed before you start cooking. So these ingredients in this case are, like for example, the onion, it's saying to cut into quarters. So you prepare everything there. It tells you your preparation steps, and then it will tell you the tags. So these are ones which, if you were searching for something in particular, this recipe would come up. So it would come up if you search for seafood, contains soy, money saving, time saving, 30 minutes or less, etc. The recipes always have some tips, hints and tips at the bottom. And down the very bottom, it will show you what collection it's from or what cookbook. So this red one around Asia is an actual physical cookbook, whereas this Taste of Malaysia is a collection only available on Cookidoo. The other thing is it will always show you the nutrition, so how many calories, protein, carbohydrates, fat, etc. So if you have a TM5 or a TM6, and if you've got the TM5 and you've got a cookie, you can sync these recipes to your screen. The TM6 has got the built-in Wi-Fi, so you'll be able to see these steps on your screen. I'll come back to that. So let's go back a step. So we were looking at searching. So just remember, you can search by recipes. So At the moment, I'm searching on Asia and I'm looking in just recipes. So you can see there's 347 recipes that search on Asia. But let's say you had something left in your fridge. Say you had some chicken and you weren't sure what you were going to make. So I hit search. So in recipes in Australia, it's found 397 chicken recipes. Now, what you might want to do, actually, I will take that filter out. I'm just going to drop it back to the standard. I want you to have a little look at the filters here. So when you're filtering recipes, you can look by the type of meal it is, if it's a starter, a soup, a main dish, and show all the categories, vegetarian main dishes. And you can see in Australia, we've got 195 results. Meat dishes, we've got 401. So you can look at baking sweet or baking savoury. There's lots of categories there, baby food and so on. Then you can search for ingredients. So this is really handy. So, for example, let's pretend we had an eggplant in the fridge and we weren't sure what we were going to make. So it's come up with 20 results for eggplant. So it's a really handy one for using up what you've got left in the fridge. I'm just going to go back because if we have a look, so you can search by ingredient. So for example, I searched eggplant, just search whatever you wanted to search ingredient wise. Tags. So tags are really handy if you have specific dietary needs. So for example, you could search nut-free if you're a nut-free household, and you can see it's come up with 1,700 odd results. You can further filter that, if you wanted a main dish or a fish dish, so you could do that. And then these are all nut-free dishes. And you can see which filters you've got on up the top. I'm just going to turn that off. Go back into our filters. So the tags are really handy. I've got nut-free. So say if you're a nut-free and a dairy-free house, you can add those tags in and you can see all those results. So it's showing you 715 results at the moment for dairy-free, nut-free. And you can further filter. You can add your ingredients, how difficult it is. These two filters I use a lot, the preparation time and the total time. So the preparation time is the actual hands-on times that you're doing things, and the total time is the total time from end to end that this recipe will take to cook. So there is a lot of, so if I went for under 30 minutes, you can see there's 110 odd, actually more because these are the star ratings, recipes that are egg-free and dairy-free that are under 30 minutes. You can search on portion size. So if you've got a large family, you can look for 8 portions, or if you want some to freeze. If you've got a small family, just serving for 1 or 2, you can do less than 2 or less. You can look for your Thermomix version. So if you want TM6 only, by default it searches everything. But if you've got a TM31, you might want to select that one, for example. Now, at the moment, so we've found 270 results that are egg-free and dairy-free under 30 minutes, but we're only looking at Australia. So if I untick that, hang on, I might actually take those tags out because not all the other countries would have necessarily the same results. So at the moment, I've unticked Australia and we're looking at meals under 30 minutes, but you can see down the bottom, we've found 16,000 results. But if I have a look at those, what is happening, I'm looking at meals under 30 minutes, but a lot of them are in other languages. So what you might want to do is drop this filter down. You might want to have a look and tick English, or whatever language you might happen to speak. So there we go. So we've got total time 30 minutes and we've got 2,000 odd recipes. But then say I wanted a main dish, let's say I wanted a vegetarian main dish and I wanted it to so we've got 95 results showing up now. I want it to contain, say, chickpeas. Oh no, actually let's say capsicum. Let's just say, and I'm going to take, sorry, let me do that again. capsicum. So red capsicum, under 30 minutes. Let's take the under 30 off. Now it's got 24 results. So we've got main dishes vegetarian that contain red capsicum in English, and we've found 24 results. So then you can see you've got a lot to choose from. So I might, for example, choose the savoury stuffed pumpkin, and then you can read through it and see how long it is. So this one is 1 hour and 25 minutes. That looks like it's a baked dish. Yeah, so you can have a look and play around with these filters. And remember, you know, by default it's not just recipes, but you might want to have a look at collections as well if you're looking for a particular style of food or that sort of thing. All right, so I'm just going to show you a couple of other things. I'd like to show you how to bookmark some recipes. So let's just say, so I'm just going to take off the red capsicum. You can see main dish is vegetarian in English. It's now found 514 results. They're sorted by relevance. So you can also sort by which one is the shortest prep time. You can see in the corner 5 minutes, or you can sort by best rated. People are rating the recipes. So lentil moussaka, you know, have a look, you know, sort by whichever filter catches your fancy. And then the other thing you can do, so going through the filters. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to bookmark a recipe and also how to save a collection. Okay, so let's say we wanted to cook this leek and Lanchester cheese quiche. So one thing you can do is you can go cook today, and this is going to add it to your weekly planner. The other things under your add menu are to bookmark, add to collection, add to my week, so and add to shopping list. So firstly, I'm going to choose a different recipe because I added that one to my week to today. Let's say we'll add this lentil moussaka to my week. I'm going to add that to, say, Wednesday and save. Let's do this spiced paneer, add to my week, add it to Thursday and save. So what will happen, if you go up to the top, my week, this is where you get into your meal planning. So what you can see, I've added these, and these are showing up on the things that I've decided to cook on each day. And then from here, you can choose 3 dots and you can say add to shopping list. Choose the 3 dots, add to shopping list, or you can add it to another day from those 3 dots. So you can see on the right there, my shopping list shows up. So what I can do is I can go show ingredients, and this will show your shopping list. Now keep in mind you can do this from your phone as well. There's a Cookidoo app from your iPad. So by default it shows you things by category. So if you've got something, you can tick it off. So you don't need to buy water, I'll tick that off. Say I've got flour, I'll tick that off. You know, so you tick things off like that. Or you can look by the recipes. So, for example, I've already made this chickpea ratatouille and I've already done my shopping. So that's why it's showing up like that. So I'm going to remove that recipe, the 3 dots over here. You can choose remove. So go through and tick off the ingredients that you've got. The other thing you can do, there's this additional items. You can add things in here, like if you need dishwasher detergent, and just press add. And it's really good because if one of you is in the supermarket and one of you is at home, you can add things to your Cookidoo shopping list and it will show up in your partner. You know, if you log in with the same account, it will show up on their phone and they can just go through the supermarket and buy those things. So the other thing you can do, you can share it. So you can copy the list and it will, you know, you can copy it into an email or a text message. Or the other thing you can do with your shopping list is you can click this order ingredients. This is a relatively new feature, but you can actually go through to Woolworths and you can order from Woolworths. At the moment, it's only Woolworths. There's potentially going to be more providers that you can order from. So you can see, you can go through and then you can go swap, you know, if you wanted a different brand and select. So you can go through your cart and you can see down there, add to Woolworths cart. And then, you know, if you click through there, it will take you through to Woolworths and you'll sign into Woolworths and place your order. So very handy, the My Week, the weekly planner. I haven't got much in there yet. I haven't done much meal planning for this week. Okay, so the other thing that you've got, if you look at My Recipes, you can create your own collections. So a collection is like a playlist of recipes, if anyone uses Cookidoo. So you will always have in your saved collections, you will always have the basic cookbook, because that's the one that comes with your Thermomix. So that's always going to be in there. It's 133 odd recipes. Oh, that's interesting, to get you started. So that's always going to show up in here under saved collections. It's always going to be on your Thermomix. But if you decide to create a collection, so for example, I'm doing consulting. So if I do a cooking experience for someone, I'll add their recipes that they've selected into here. I do cooking classes, but you might, for example, have, you might like to freeze meals. So here's a fill the freezer playlist of recipes. So these are recipes that I find freeze well. I've done a little Japanese collection. So how do you get them into these collections? So what you do when you're looking through recipes, what you can do is if you say you're looking at this beetroot and corn or Asian master stock. So I'm going to choose those 3 dots when I find a recipe I like, and I'm going to go add to collection. And I'm trying to see if I've got a relative one that I like. Not really. I'm going to create a Asian favorites. I'll create that collection, and this is now saved into that collection. So these collections will show up in your TM6 as well. So they will always be there. Bookmarks, on the other hand, will also show up on your TM5. So bookmarks, it's very similar. So if I chose, say, this cooking, let's have a look. Have a look at some of the latest recipes. This isn't a latest one, but it's a favourite one. The Anzac American style pancakes. Oh, my Cookidoo's logged me out. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, so if I go add a bookmark, it's saved as a bookmark. So under My Recipes, there's bookmarks. So bookmarks will actually save onto your Thermomix. So they're like downloaded, if you like, onto your Thermomix. So even if your Thermomix is off the Wi-Fi, the bookmark recipes will show up on your Thermomix as long as you've synced your Thermomix to Wi-Fi before it's off the Wi-Fi. Okay. So I've shown you the planner, I've shown you how to create recipes. You can also save collections. So if you're exploring some recipes, so remember I was saying you can go in and search for recipes, drop this down to collections. So say if there's a collection you like that you think you need to have. So for example, this Simply Delicious is a very classic book. It's wholesome sort of family meals under $5 a serve. If that's something you think you're going to cook a lot, you can press save, and you can see it's saved to My Recipes. So, because those collections are Thermomix collections. So under saved, you can see these are collections that I've saved. So they're always going to show up on my Thermomix, as long as I've got a Cookidoo account that's active. Okay, just double checking if there's anything else I wanted to show you. So I think that was just about it for now. So just as a wrap up, you can get Cookidoo on any device, your phone, your phone, your partner's phone, iPads, access the recipes and collections from all over the world. And yeah, so let me know if you need any more assistance with Cookidoo, but I hope this helps get you going or give you a refresher, and I hope Cookidoo gives you some inspiration, because I know it certainly does for me. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.